Happy Monday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 347. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. So I have celebrated 25 years. Today happens to be Monday, September 2nd, and normally I do my Facebook Lives on Sunday, and I try to do them on Thursdays. Well, I worked Saturday, so that kind of threw my weekend off a little bit. Sunday came around, and I kind of forgot it was Sunday until like 7 o'clock, and I did not have a Facebook Live planned whatsoever. So today is Monday, and I am doing my Facebook Live, so yay. So I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I think I got it. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody has enjoyed, whoa, that moved really fast. Okay, so I'm going to twist this. My twin stuff has fallen off the wall, so I'm going to have to find a way to put that back up without having it fall. All right, so I am tightening it up a little bit. So welcome. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me fine. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And all right, so we're going to move this a little bit closer and squish in just a little bit. There we go. Put a light on the subject. Okay, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My online store is stampin'up.stampinup.net. You can use that host code at 6QRHEVUV when you have an order that is under $150. When you have an order that is over $150, do not use that host code, because then you will receive free product that you get to choose. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address so that you can request a catalog. That would be the annual catalog, and the catalog that is starting in just a few days, September 4th, this one. So if you don't have these catalogs, email me and I can get them sent out to you. Now I have to get this one ordered. It hasn't arrived yet, so it might take just a little bit, but they are available in my online store to view as well. So we've got a few things coming up. I told you that this catalog, I can't show you anything out of it right now. I could show you the product, but I can't show you the actual pages yet until it goes live, which is Wednesday, September 4th. Now, I have a couple of things to tell you. My friends and I are doing two events. Number one, thestampinevent.com is October 26th. It's a Saturday. We do that event 3 or 4 times a year. You make 16 cards and you have a bunch of fun. We have product that has been retired for sale, and so that's great to go shopping. It's kind of like garage sale shopping, but you know what? It's only Stampin' Up! Products that you would see. All right. Then also, Heidi and I are doing the event virtually also. That's coming up, and that is, I believe, September 14th. Now you need to register by the 8th so that we can get the card packets cut up and mailed out to you in time. So check out that coming up, thevirtualevent.com, if you wish to sign up. Now this is, again, online, and it's going to be through Zoom or through videos, depends on if you can join us for Zoom or not. And this one is an in-person event, which is in St. Paul. And so please check those out. Now, several things, like I said, are going on. Now, Stampin' Up! Is doing something different and close to my heart closed. And so what Stampin' Up! Did is they took what they call the makers. Now, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. They called their demonstrators makers. Those are the people that basically lost their job. And so Stampin' Up! Took them on, and so that's a scrapbooking company. Now, Stampin' Up! Has something that's going on that's starting September 4th, and that is the online scrapbooking brochure. And I'm just going to kind of go through this just a few minutes to kind of tell you about this brochure. Now, you can view it starting, September 4th, and it's going to be only online. So Stampin' Up! Probably will have product in a catalog coming up. I just don't know when, just because they did not have a chance to put the items in the new holiday mini catalog, because that had already been, they do their catalogs a couple years out. So hopefully the scrapbooking products that you are going to be seeing will also be in a publication later. But this one is starting September 4th. Okay, so some of the products in here will sell out fast. So what we're going to do is I printed this off, and we're just going to kind of go through this. Now, the first page is Stampin' Up! The CEO, Sarah, and kind of explaining what's going on. Now, here is something that we are introducing to our customers. Now, I'm just going to move this over so it can be in the screen. These are Stampin' Up! Colors: Garden Green, Pool Party, Real Red, and Basic Black. Now, these are 12 by 12, and they are a two-toned cardstock. So you will see Garden Green on one side and the lighter shade on the other side. Same thing with the Pool Party. So these four are going to be our new two-toned cardstock, so then you can see that a little bit more as we go through this page. So this is page number 3. So it comes in 12 by 12, and it comes in a single color. It has a white core, and it is complementary to our solid cardstock core colors. It's also it's easy to use your favorite stamps and tools on, and it's also great for card making and scrapbooking. Now, the two-sided paper is complementary shades of the same color, one on each side. So we also have a new white paper, which is going to be brighter than our basic white. So this is going to be called White Willow. And that is also, it's close to my heart's White Daisy color. So we're now changing it to be called White Willow, and that's the new name, and it's going to be a 12 by 12 cardstock, and it's going to be 12 sheets. Then also, Reindeer Memories. Now, this is an actual scrapbooking kit. Now, this kit is something you might recognize. The Designer Series paper that you see here, kind of the shapes, is the same Designer Series paper that we're going to have in our holiday mini catalog. So, in this kit, it's $37.50, and you get the 12 by 12 cardstock, the two-tone cardstock. You get the White Willow. You get the double-sided Designer Series paper. You get single-sided 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. You get one sheet, which is a sticker sheet, one sheet of the ephemera, and then a 6 by 6 die cut sheet and photo placeholders. Now that's in the kit. And then the additional pieces will be sold separately, but these are some things that you might want to have. The purpose glue, the dimensionals, the stamp and seal, the paper trimmer, and the scissors. So these are some of the kits
So in this kit, it's going to give you enough paper to make these 6 pages. Isn't that cute? So that is the reindeer memories. Now, the also reindeer memories, if you want to see it in a little bit close up, here's the designer series paper that we're offering also in the holiday mini catalog, and this cool stamp set, which is reindeer memories. And how scrapbooking fun would that be? Cute festive memories, the packages, when, where, and what. I mean, so fun. And so that's a little bit closer. Look at that. Then we have the snowy day. This happens to be one of my favorites just because the penguins. And so you might be seeing, you know, some of the demonstrators showing off this designer series paper. It kind of looks similar, or familiar, I should say. It is, because it's in the the new holiday mini catalog that's coming up. So we have the scrapbooking kit, which is everything you see here, also additional products, and it's going to be, so you get 12 by 12 designer, the two-tone cardstock, you get the white willow, you get 6 sheets of the double-sided designer series paper. That's a 12 by 12, you get 6 of those. Then you get the single-sided designer series paper, which is 12. You get 4 sheets out of that. You get a sticker sheet and placement holders. I mean, how fun. And you know what? These things do not necessarily mean just scrapbooking. You could certainly use these products in your card making as well. I mean, the stamping of this particular stamp set, this complements the one that's in the new holiday mini catalog. So much fun. Now, this one's probably going to sell out really quickly because of the Halloween paper. Stampin' Up! Has said that this is going to be something new in the publication. And so people were asking, where are the designer series paper? Well, here it is. And it comes in the Halloween memories. And you get everything in here to make the scrapbook pages. But who says you have to do scrapbook pages? You could do cards. You can do fun treat boxes. I mean, how cute is that? And here's a little bit closer of the Halloween pages. And that trick or treat, wickedly good times. I mean, you could have invitations to a Halloween party. I mean, that would be cute too, don't you think? All right, then we have the Autumn to Remember scrapbooking pages. Now, this kit is $42, and that has featured products in here. Would be a add details with your Stampin' Right markers that coordinate with the colors. And like I said, I mean, there's so much difference in here that you could still have a little bit fun with your card making. And you would get, you know, instructions on where to put your photos and how to put it together. So here is the Autumn to Remember, a little bit closer up on that. And so that is the brochure, but wait, there's more. So check it out starting September 4th in the virtual scrapbooking brochure. Okay, so let me show you the card that we're going to make today. This is the card, and I actually designed this card thinking that I was going to make this for an event, and it came to my attention after I made this card that this is not my card for the event. I did not choose this, so we're doing it for a Facebook Live. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. All right, so here are the products that we're going to be using. and the dimensions. But let me kind of go through with you what the designer series paper looks like, and what the stamp set's called, and what the dies are called. So the designer series paper is called Splendid Autumn. It's on page 67. It's 37, and it is a 6x6. The bundle is called the Autumn Expressions Bundle. It's on page 37, and these are some really cool dies. And I love that the fact that the stamp set doesn't necessarily have to be fall. Change can be beautiful. I mean, you know, you get a new job, you move to a new place, definitely change can be beautiful. So grateful for you. I mean, that doesn't have to be only around, you know, fall. And have a perfectly lovely day. That does not necessarily mean fall either. I mean, right? The beauty of the season, fill your heart with joy. I mean, you could certainly use that for Christmas. You've got this, dear friend, some great all-around stamp greetings out throughout the year. Now, the designer series paper is a 6x6, and I have a hard time cutting this up into 2-inch squares, so I decided, I'm just going to keep one sheet each. And so the back side has a beautiful it doesn't say what season to use it with, okay? But the colors are very coordinating with, we're going to be using this one today. And, I mean, that blue doesn't say anything about fall right there. Oh, I love, love, love this one. Now, it's not sunflowers. It is black-eyed Susans, but, I mean, that wild wheat right there, beautiful. And now the card that I'm showing you today has this cardstock, or the designer series paper. But, like I said, I'm using a different one just to show you what you can do with this designer series paper. Now, this one here doesn't necessarily say fall as well. It does have a little bit of the colors in there, so you could use that all throughout the season. And, I mean, I love the colors coordinating with that one. Then this one, just a beautiful landscape. And look at that moody mauve. Now this one, I mean, who wouldn't want to go down that on a hike? That picture is just a sunset. It doesn't say anything about fall, so you could certainly use that all year round. Same thing with these beautiful purple flowers. It could be black-eyed Susans, purple coneflowers, that's probably what it is. Another sunrise or sunset, depends on when you send it. And look at those pretty flowers. Just Stampin' Up! Artists do such a great job designing these designer series papers with the realistic, you know, they do it in different mediums, and then they edit it with Stampin' Up! Colors so that we can have colors that coordinate. All right, so that is kind of what the suite looks like. We're going to be using the faux glass and the woven golden leaves and the beautiful wild wheat ribbon that goes with that suite. Okay, so this will all be available starting September 4th. Okay, so that is that. So like I said, we're going to actually use a different piece of designer series paper for this pretty card. All right, so I already took a knot, and I just put a knot in there, and you could see that kind of has that little shimmer to it right there. I have 3 pieces of scrap paper. This is wild wheat, cherry cobbler, and mossy meadow. This piece of very vanilla is 3.5 by 2.5. We have a piece of wild wheat, and it is 3.5 by 2.5. These two are actually scrap pieces, but I had a dimension on them because I have a specific use for them. This is the inside panel, which is 5.25 by 4. And a piece of that designer series paper, which is 5.25 by 3. and our Cajun Craze base. Now this is an actual 5.5 by, this is, well, I'm sorry, 5.5, and it's 7.5. And what I did is I cut off 1 inch. So really it's 5.5 by 8.5, and then I took that 1 inch off and scored it at 4.25. All right, so I'm going to leave that sit there for just a moment. And that way, if you like this card and feel like you're going to come back and make it, that way you have the dimensions and you can cut up your cardstock once you place your order in my online store, and then you can come back and recreate it. All right, so there we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use the bone folder, and we're just going to give that a nice burnish so that it sits down and lays down nicely. And so we're going to take all those dimensions off. And, okay, so we're going to put this off to the side here so I know where it's at. And we're going to do a little stamping and a little die cutting. Now, let's see here. I forgot to leave out, we need this big die. I forgot to leave that out. So we're going to show you what this die does, but we're going to use it differently. Okay. I made this card last week for Facebook Live on Sunday, and so kind of using the similar colors, but doing something a little different. And the gold leaves, the woven gold leaves, we actually used the blender pens to color those. And then we crinkled them up and gave them a little dimension on that. So that's why we have 2 autumn cards right after each other. So I didn't plan that, really. I did not. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to stamp. And the reason why I'm using that is because it has a piece of scrap paper on the back side. I do not think that I need that extra foam cushion behind, but just because I have that color there, or I'm sorry, the actual piece of paper, that's the reason why I'm using it. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp off the side here, and that's the reason why I wanted the, I'm going to switch this around and just flip my stamp, and that way they don't all look the same. Okay, so this is just going to be, Carolyn, hi! So I'm using Wild Wheat on that. And then, welcome, my friend. It's good to see you. All right, better late than never. Hey, I just started. So go back and watch the replay. I kind of went through the scrapbooking brochure, and that's going to be available September 4th, along with all the products in this suite. Okay, so then we're going to go and grab my cherry cobbler, and we're going to stamp that greeting on the inside, and it's going to say, "Have a perfectly lovely day." And that's going to be in cherry cobbler, and that's going to go right there. How beautiful is that? Okay, so that's going to go on the inside of our card. So seeing as how we like that, we're going to attach it. Okay, so I'm going to just move that out of my way, grab my adhesive. So I thought that I had picked this card for my event coming up in October, and then after I got done making it and I started, you know, hey Carolyn, welcome. Hey, I got 2 Carolyns on here. So that's what it's going to look like. So here I am thinking that I picked this card for the event that's coming up in October. No. It's nope. And I'm like not having a really good weekend with remembering stuff. I we're really short-staffed at work. One of the ladies is on jury duty, and she wasn't there last week, and now she got picked for a case. So she won't be there at all this week either. And so I am just double duty, triple duty. I mean, what can I say? So I worked Saturday, which kind of threw my weekend out for... I haven't worked Saturday for a long time. And so that threw me for a loop. Then yesterday came around, and I did not realize it was Sunday until 7 o'clock. And I did not realize that, because I was designing this card, and then I'm like going, well, I got this card designed. I could do it tomorrow for Facebook Live. So that's why we're doing it on a Monday. Oh yeah, I'm just throwing myself for a loop. Okay, so these pieces are going to get die cut. Actually, this one here, I'm going to stamp. We're going to do tone on tone. This is wild wheat, and we're going to do this. I believe this is an oak leaf, but do not hold me to that. I think it's an oak leaf. All right. Then, let's see here. I think that's it for now. We're going to grab the Stampin' Up! Or the Stampin' Emboss. Words, too. I can't think, and then I can't speak. Might as well clean these guys off. Let's see, my leaf. I really like this wood. What do you call that? I like that. Trunk? Yeah, trunk. Let's go with trunk. Okay, so we got that all cleaned up. And let's go here. We'll grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And now this thing here is actually really cool. You can... I'm going to do it in two pieces, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and lay this down. And then we're going to take this piece and lay that down. So it's not going to be one folded piece, but we're going to have two. I'll show you. Let me get it. Okay. I'm going to put my ribbon back with my card so I don't lose it. Now, I know a lot of people do not care for the wild wheat. However, I think it's a beautiful fall color. Yeah, it did too. A lot of people were saying it was like diaper colors. And so yeah. So this thing folds over and kind of makes like a frame. But we're going to do it without the folding over. So this one here is larger. And this one here is smaller. And it etches out. So we're going to leave that there. And then I'm kind of deciding if maybe just for giggles, I might want to put my tape down, or my Post-it note down, just in case something does move on me. And then I won't have to go back in and cut. Let's put that like that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do our oak leaf. And I got those guys over here on my magnet sheet. And then this one. And that, see, these perfect ways to use up your scraps. That's what I love about Stampin' Up! Is that they give me an excuse to go in and find something that is small enough. Okay, I'm going to grab another Post-it note. Let's see. There we are. I'll grab another purple one. I get Post-it notes at work. Okay, so... yeah, they were going to throw these away, and so I said, I can have some. I'll use them. Just to hold stuff down when I emboss on it. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay. Right, so we're going to push that through. Sorry for the shaking of the table. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're just going to move that off to the side. And we'll just leave this here. Throw all the scraps away. Okay, so the Post-it notes will be reused. That turned out so nice. Yes, baby poo. Yes, it does look like more like gold. I agree. And other colors make it, it brightens it up. So, yeah, you're right. I agree. Look at that leaf and the detail on that. Can you see the stitching? Yeah, there we go. You could see the stitching in that. All right, and the cherry cobbler, that has stitching in it too. So it kind of matches the pairing, you know, kind of coordinates with that. All right, so magnet, scrap, keep. Okay, keep. So it has the stitching all the way around. And then, so you can keep this if you wanted to. See how that has like a kind of like a border. Let's see, you can do this one too. Let's go flick it. There you go. Flicked it. It's out. Okay, so if you want, you can, you know, put that in there like that and frame it up. I don't need to keep that, but that's not the intent of the card that I wanted to show you. And because what this does is it layers like perfectly with that stitching on there. It is so pretty. Okay, I love it. There we go. Then let's get that off. Okay, so hopefully that won't fall down and make noise and go boom. Okay, so the next thing we're going to stamp is our greeting and our wheat. So our wheat with wild wheat. It's going to go over to the side here. Just like that. And then we are going to do black. With it to say, may the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy. And then we're going to do that in black. Isn't that pretty? Oh, we're going to make that even lovelier by adding our leaves. And okay, we're going to clean that off. Just trying to make it so it's not so piled up over here. I like to clean my stamps not too long after I ink them up, especially the photopolymer, just because they do tend to carry the color. The rubber, not so much, but because of my space, it's a little limited. I don't want to drop anything on anything that has color on it. So that's the reason why I kind of like to clean things up a little bit. All right, so we don't need that anymore. And now Stampin' Up! Has this piece here, when you get it, opening, okay, like that. And when you lift this up, all your pieces fall to the bottom. What I did is, just a tip, is I flipped this upside down so that when you pull out this cardstock piece, it kind of brings them up with you, and it kind of stays kind of in that little pattern down there. Now I just ripped So we're going to take one of those, and we're actually going to leave it the gold color. But if you want to do that when you get your leaves, that's just kind of a hint or a little tip to keep it so that it stays, so it doesn't fly all over the place. Or when you put this cardboard piece back down, you're not going to squish anything. So that's my little tip for that. Okay, so now we're going to attach this onto this piece right here. And so it has that nice wild wheat border. Okay, so then what I did is I used Winkostella on the veins. I just kind of want to do it now rather than at the end, because I'm able to get to the perforations now a lot easier than I would be once it's attached. So I'm just going to hit the perforations, or well, you know, the dots, the indents where the lines are. So these are the veins. So there we go. Okay. Then we can put some on our little oak leaf. Now we're not going to see the whole oak leaf, so I'm just going to kind of do a little bit, not necessarily the whole thing. Okay, so then we're going to close that up, and then we are going to put, I'm going to grab my silicone mat so we could probably see this better. All right, so I am going to put adhesive down here in the corner, okay? And we're going to lay down this oak leaf and then put adhesive again. We're going to put the gold kind of over that, and then we are going to lay down the adhesive, right? Actually, we're going to put this one kind of facing down a little bit, and then this one, you're not going to see all the kind of the spider marks down there because it's going to be hidden, and we're going to put that right on top. So that is what it looks like so far. And then we're going to decide, okay, where we're going to put this. So we're going to put this piece not over, okay? So that kind of tells us that we're going to put a little bit, we're going to put our dimensionals kind of just a tad bit over half, okay? So we're going to flip that. And actually, we can leave that like this. And then now we know exactly where we're going to put our dimensionals. There we go. That'll work just fine. Okay, so I'm going to grab my people poker, and I'm going to put one there at the end. One at the end of the ribbon, or sorry, the leaf. You get the corner. And we're going to do it when we flip it over. We don't want to see the dimensional hanging out. So that works perfectly right there. Okay, so now we're going to take, I call this a people poker because I am the people that pokes, and we're just going to stab and grab those backings. They don't end up all over your table. They don't end up over the dog. They don't end up over on your cat's booty or your child's hair or your grandchildren's hair. Depends on what you got. So we're going to flip that over, and we're going to lay that down. Then we're going to grab a mini glue dot, So we're going to fold that over, take that knot. Who says you have to do a bow? Right? It can be just a knot. And that, I mean, there we go. So then now, see, now I used Cajun Craze, okay, and then I used this Designer Series paper. Now we used Cajun Craze, and again the same colors, but we used this Designer Series paper a little differently. So I'm thinking, what shall we use here? I think we could go with the Mossy Meadow. Or we could go with the Wild Wheat too. I'm going to use the yellow, the Mossy Wild Wheat. We're going to put one right there. And then we're going to grab that one. I'm going to put it down in the corner because I'm creating a triangle. And then we're going to grab the little guy and we're going to put that right up there. There we go. Actually, let's see. How about that? There we go. Create a triangle with our inside. And then, okay. So now if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of the Winkostella to your tree trunks. It would be pretty. But, let's see. And I like to open up my embellishments on the side, and I cut some of that off so that I can remember that I have another color up there. Because otherwise, to me, if I'm looking at stuff, I only have 3. Okay, so there's another tip. So, there we go. Excuse me, I have a tickle. I'm just going to take a little drink. Oh, I love lemonade. Okay, so this is the one that I did before, and so this is the one. Now, there is Moody Mauve in here. We could certainly, you know, change out the cherry cobbler leaf, because, I mean, there is cherry cobbler in there. So there's a wide variety of colors that you could certainly use. So, now, I have to get caught up on my winners again. But to win this card, all you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. Then leave a comment. All you have to do is say hi. And then share this on your timeline. Especially with that new brochure. I did the... with the new scrapbooking brochure, you might have a scrapbooker that's on your timeline that doesn't know that Stampin' Up! Is going to be having a scrapbooking brochure. And with the product, it's not necessarily just for scrapbooking. You could use it for cards, home decor, anything that your little heart can content. So, thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Monday evening. Hopefully I'll be back on Thursday. We'll see how busy we are at work. All right, have a great week, and